Hi, good morning and welcome to the Breakfast News on Rajya Sabha television, your one-stop morning show for top stories from India and across the globe. I am Ashwarya and these are the headlines. At least 3 people killed after 6 coaches of the new Farakka Express derails near Raebareli in Uttar Pradesh. NDRF team at the spot. Second phase of polling for urban local bodies in Jammu and Kashmir. 384 wards across 13 districts voting. Over 1,000 candidates in the fray. National Investigation Agency conducts searches at 15 locations in Jharkhand and West Bengal in connection with Maoist-linked terror funding case. 68 lakh rupees in Indian and foreign currencies seized. Computers, mobiles and diaries with entries also recovered. Cyclonic storm Titli likely to intensify into severe cyclonic storm in next 24 hours and move towards Odisha, Andhra Pradesh coast. IMD issues red alert in Odisha. Fishermen asked not to venture into the sea. And Manu Bhaker creates history, becomes first Indian shooter to win gold in the shooting at the Youth Olympics, taking India's total tally at Games to 7. India make a rich haul of 11 medals on Tuesday at the Asian Para Games in Jakarta to bag 28 medals in all. A top story this morning, at least 3 people are reportedly dead after 6 coaches of the Lucknow-bound new Farakka Express derailed in Raebareli in Uttar Pradesh today. Several passengers are feared trapped. NDRF teams from Lucknow and Varanasi have rushed to the spot and have begun rescue operations. Of course, the details are a little sketchy at the moment, but we do know that 6 coaches of the Lucknow-bound new Farakka Express have derailed in Uttar Pradesh's Raebareli. And at this moment, what we know is that 3 people are at least dead. Several passengers are, however, trapped inside the rubble, and NDRF teams from Lucknow and Varanasi have rushed to the spot and they have begun rescue operations. Well, that is one big story that we'll keep tracking through the day and we'll get you more updates. And on to the other big story of the day, voting for the second phase of the urban local body polls in Jammu and Kashmir is underway at the moment. The polling, which began at 6 in the morning, will end at 4 p.m. Now, 1,095 contestants are in the fray for the second phase of polling. Out of 1,095 candidates, 65 have won the polls uncontested, including 61 from Kashmir Valley. Now, this phase will cover a total of 384 wards spread across 13 districts across the state, 7 of which are in the valley. And according to poll officials, no polling will take place at 70 wards in the valley as no nomination was received. The 4-phase elections began on 8th of October and it will end on 16th of October. And the first phase on Monday saw a voter turnout of 8.3% in the Kashmir Valley, while more than 65% of the electorate voted in the Jammu and Ladakh divisions. And counting of votes will be taken up on 20th of October. On to some other news, the National Investigation Agency conducted searches at 15 locations in Jharkhand and West Bengal in connection with an alleged Maoist-linked terror funding case. The agency has seized about 68 lakh rupees in Indian and foreign currencies during the raids. 15 National Investigation Agency teams assisted by the Jharkhand police conducted the raids, and searches were carried out at the residences as well as offices of the managers of different companies associated with the purchase and transport of coal in Amrapali and Magad coal fields for their alleged role in providing funds to a left-wing extremist outfit. The NIA said that incriminating materials were seized during the searches. computers, hard disks, mobile phones containing accounts of companies, diaries with the entries of money paid were also seized, and cash amounting to about 68 lakh rupees in Indian currency, 10,000 Singapore dollars and $1,300 along with the 86,000 rupees in demonetized notes have also been recovered. The agency has filed a case under the Lawful Activities Prevention Act early this year to probe terror funding by Maoist outfits and operatives. On to some other news. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has asserted that the centre is working for the welfare of farmers. Addressing a rally in Haryana's Rohtak district on Tuesday, Prime Minister Modi said that the government is constantly working to create a world-class market for farmers. He also unveiled a 64 feet tall statue of peasant leader Sir Chotu Ram.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi unveiled the 64 feet statue of peasant leader Sir Chotu Ram at his native village Sampla in Rohtak, Haryana. He also visited the museum set up in his memory. Paying tributes, Prime Minister Modi said Deen Bandhu Sir Chotu Ram fought for farmers' rights all his life, and now the Haryana government is treading the path shown by him.
चौधरी साहब ने जिस प्रकार किसानों मजदूरों के उत्थान के लिए संपूर्णता के साथ सोचा, उसी प्रकार हमारी सरकार भी बीज से बाजार तक की एक सशक्त व्यवस्था बनाने का प्रयास कर रही है। किसानों को उसकी उपज का उचित मूल्य मिले, मौसम की मार से किसानों को सुरक्षा कवच मिले, आधुनिक बीज मिले, पर्याप्त मात्रा में यूरिया मिले, सिंचाई की उचित व्यवस्था मिले, मिट्टी का स्वास्थ्य बना रहे, इस पर निरंतर काम किया जा रहा है।
Prime Minister Modi also laid the foundation stone of a rail coach factory in Sonipat. He said the factory will assist industrial development and generate jobs in the state.
भाइयों और बहनों, ये कारखाना सिर्फ सोनीपत ही नहीं बल्कि हरियाणा के औद्योगिक विकास को बढ़ाने में भी मदद करेगा। कोच की मरम्मत के लिए जो भी सामान की आवश्यकता होगी उसकी पूर्ति यहाँ के छोटे छोटे उद्यमों को भी इसके कारण नए नए काम का अवसर मिलेगा।
Haryana Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar and Union Minister Birender Singh, who is also the maternal grandson of Sir Chotu Ram, were also present at the event. Born in 1881 in Haryana's Garhi Sampla village, Sir Chotu Ram was regarded a messiah of peasants in the pre-independence era. Padma Bhushan award-winning sculptor Ram Vanji Sutar made his statue. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And BJP President Amit Shah on Tuesday addressed rallies in poll-bound Madhya Pradesh. In Gwalior, Amit Shah urged people to vote for Shivraj Singh Chauhan in 2018 Assembly elections, asserting that Modi government is coming again at the centre in 2019. He pitched for Ayushman Bharat scheme as the biggest healthcare scheme of the world, which will benefit around 5 lakh rupees to 50 crore poor families and 10 crore families. BJP President also praised Shivraj Singh Chauhan's government for providing a 24-hour electricity to the people of Madhya Pradesh.
नरेंद्र मोदी जी की केंद्र में सरकार बनने के बाद नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने देश के 5 करोड़ गरीब महिलाओं को गैस का सिलेंडर देने का काम भारतीय जनता पार्टी की नरेंद्र मोदी सरकार ने 7.5 करोड़ गरीबों को शौचालय देने का काम भारतीय जनता पार्टी की नरेंद्र मोदी सरकार ने किया है।
And ahead of elections in Rajasthan, Congress President Rahul Gandhi held a public rally in Dholpur district on Tuesday. Rahul Gandhi criticized the government's policies on economic and agricultural front. He alleged that not a single rupee of farmers' loans had been waived by the government. Rahul Gandhi further claimed that the Make in India campaign had failed completely. He also questioned the BJP government in the state, led by Vasundhara Raje, on the issues of employment, farm loan waiver and food security. And today, Rahul Gandhi will address a Sankalp rally in Bikaner city, along with taking part in 2 different events in Jaipur.
चुनाव के 10 दिन 20 दिन पहले आपके चीफ मिनिस्टर कहते हैं, ठीक है, बिजली का बिल अब हम माफ करेंगे। वसुंधरा जी, आप 4.5 साल से क्या कर रही थी? अभी आपने क्यों अनाउंस किया? 4 साल पहले आपने क्यों नहीं किया?
And the UIDAI plans to set up Aadhaar Seva Kendra, similar to the concept of Passport Seva Kendra. The mega project involves opening of facilitation centers for the enrollment and update services in 53 cities across the country. The proposed Aadhaar centers will be UIDAI's own and will operate in addition to the nearly 30,000 centers currently being run by banks and post offices and in government premises. The cost of the entire project is being estimated to between 300 to 400 crore rupees. And the centers are aimed at offering convenience to individuals looking to avail Aadhaar enrollment and update services. And each of the 4 metro cities, Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata and Chennai, will have 4 such centers, and other cities will have 2 centers each. In all, Aadhaar Seva Kendra will come up in 53 cities, and they all will be operational by April 2019. And 29 fresh cases of the Zika virus have been reported in Jaipur in Rajasthan. The centre has now constituted a 7-member committee to investigate the outbreak, and a central team from the Health Ministry has also been deputed in Jaipur to assist the Rajasthan government in controlling and containing the virus. Here is a detailed report.
The Zika virus is back in India after at least 29 people have tested positive in Jaipur in Rajasthan. The Zika virus first came to India in early 2017 when 2 cases were reported. Both were successfully contained through intensive surveillance and vector management. With the current outbreak affecting more people, the Prime Minister's office has sought a detailed report from the Health Ministry. The Health Ministry, on the other hand, has asked people not to panic, saying the situation is under control.
Zika virus हमारे सर्विलेंस के कारण आया है और हमारा सर्विलेंस इतना रोबस्ट है सारे देश में कि कोई भी ऐसा केस आता है तो उस केस को हम पकड़ लेते हैं और उसके बाद हमारे स्टैंडर्ड प्रोटोकॉल्स हैं WHO के साथ मिलकर के उन स्टैंडर्ड प्रोटोकॉल्स को हम ध्यान में रखते हैं। आइसोलेटेड केस है या कलेक्टिव केस है, केसेस का इंसिडेंस क्या है, हमारे ICMR इंडियन काउंसिल फॉर मेडिकल रिसर्च इसकी सर्विलेंस भी चलती है, अपने डिपार्टमेंट की भी सर्विलेंस चलती है। तो ICMR और नेशनल सेंटर फॉर डिजीज़ कंट्रोल और हमारा DGHS डायरेक्टर जनरल ऑफ हेल्थ सर्विसेज, ये तीनों मिल करके टीम कॉम्प्राइज करके इसको देख रहे हैं। मैं आपके माध्यम से भारत की जनता को आश्वस्त करना चाहता हूं कि एवरीथिंग इज अंडर कंट्रोल, नथिंग टू बी पैनिक, इट इज़ अवर कंटिन्यूअस सर्विलेंस प्रोसेस विच इज़ गोइंग ऑन एंड वी विल टेक अकॉर्डिंगली। जहां जहां इसके इंसिडेंट्स मिलते हैं वहां हम पूरी तरीके से इसको हम समाप्त करने के लिए उस कम्युनिटी में जो भी प्रोटोकॉल्स अडॉप्ट करने होते हैं वो सारे करते हैं।
A 7-member high-level central team has been sent to Jaipur to assist the state government in control and containment measures. A control room has also been activated at the National Centre for Disease Control to undertake regular monitoring of the situation. Exercise of fogging and spraying to control the breeding of mosquitoes has begun across Jaipur. Authorities have also surveyed over 6,000 houses and treated over 2,000 containers with a chemical called Temifos. According to the state government, 179 medical teams are working in 6 wards in Jaipur's Shastri Nagar area to watch out for any symptoms, with an extra focus on pregnant women.
हमारा जो बेसिक उद्देश्य है वो ये है कि हम वेक्टर कंट्रोल करें, यानी कि मच्छर को सबसे ज़्यादा हमें अटैक करना है। और ये जो हाउस टू हाउस सर्वे किया जा रहा है ये इसी पर्पज़ से किया जा रहा है। घरों में जाके टंकियाँ देखी जा रही हैं, कूलर देखे जा रहे हैं, परिंदे, गमले, जहाँ भी कहीं घर में, हर घर में कम से कम 8 से 10 पॉइंट ऐसे हैं जहाँ पानी का स्टोरेज किया जाता है और हर उस पॉइंट को चेक किया जा रहा है। आज की तारीख में रोज़ करीब 150 से 200 टीम्स स्वास्थ्य विभाग की पूरे एरिया में एक तरह का मैं कहूँ उसको कोम्बिंग ऑपरेशन कर रही हैं। घर घर जाके सर्वे किया जा रहा है। अब तक लगभग 26,000 घरों का सर्वे किया जा चुका है और इसमें हम जितने भी फीवर के केसेस हैं उनको आइडेंटिफाई कर रहे हैं, उनकी लाइन लिस्टिंग कर रहे हैं। जितनी भी प्रेग्नेंट महिलाएं हैं उनकी लाइन लिस्टिंग कर रहे हैं।
Bihar too has issued an advisory to all its 38 districts as one of the affected in Jaipur is a student from Bihar. Even though a WHO notification from November 2016 removed the Zika virus from the list of public health emergency of international concern, the Indian government has continued to look out for the deadly virus. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And in Breakfast News, time for a very short break. We'll be right back with more news.
Art arisen from a multi-hued cultural canvas. Tradition and cultural fervour dating back centuries. And encircling them all, there's a magic that awes. Embrace your nation's brilliant human warmth. Watch Colours of India, Sundays at 9:30 p.m. on Rajya Sabha television.
Thanks for staying with us. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu has said that the government's reform agenda would realize the full potential only when it receives support from all the sections of the society. He called on the business associations and chambers of commerce to promote tax compliance and run a campaign against black money. Addressing the 90th year celebration of the Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry in Coimbatore, he asked them not to continue to the minimum requirements of corporate social responsibility, but to take up activities for the betterment of the society. He advised the Coimbatore Chambers to adopt some government schools and contribute towards improving the infrastructure as part of the CSR activities. He said that the sectors like agriculture, education and health must receive the highest priority.
Chambers should promote ethical corporate governance, tax compliance and corporate social responsibility among its members. Corporate sector should not get confined to the statutory requirement of CSR, but take up much more activities for betterment of society, because share and care is the core of Indian philosophy. I advise the chamber like yours to adopt some government schools, contribute towards improving infrastructure, government schools, government colleges, government hospitals. They need to be improved.
And Home Minister Rajnath Singh has said that the civil aviation sector is highly sensitive and it continues to be an extremely challenging task as the sector remains an important target for terror outfits. Inaugurating a two-day seminar on international aviation security on Tuesday, the Home Minister asked the aviation security agencies in India to undertake perspective planning to prevent possible terror-like threats to aviation facilities. In view of the increasing number of passengers at the airports worldwide, Singh emphasized on the need for more international cooperation and better coordination to deal with the challenges in this area.
We have come up with adequate security infrastructure at the airports, which is commensurate with the increased number of air passengers. But there still are many challenges and vulnerabilities. Therefore, we need perspective planning, more international cooperation, and better coordination also.
And top army commanders on Tuesday began a week-long conclave with a focus on enhancing the combat edge of the force to deal with future security threats. On the first day of the commanders' conference, which was also attended by the Chief of the Army Staff, General Bipin Rawat, deliberations were held on evolving security dynamics in the region and enhancing combat edge of the force. And as part of the conclave, commanders and directorates at the Army headquarters will be in a collegiate deliberating on important studies that have been ordered to meet future operational challenges. And Defence Minister Nirmala Sitharaman will leave for Paris tonight on a 3-day visit to France. Official sources said that Sitharaman will hold wide-ranging talks with her French counterpart Florence Parly on ways to deepen strategic cooperation between the two nations. She will also deliberate on major regional and global issues of mutual interest with her French counterpart. Now, PTI is quoting sources as saying that besides exploring ways to boost bilateral defence cooperation, Sitharaman will also take stock of the progress of the supply of 36 Rafale fighter jets by Dassault to the Indian Air Force. And let's get you all the weather updates now. The Indian Met Department has issued a red alert over a deep depression present for some time over the Bay of Bengal that has now intensified into a cyclonic storm Titli and is heading towards Odisha and Andhra Pradesh coast. IMD has also forecast heavy to very heavy rainfall at several places and extremely heavy rainfall at isolated areas in Odisha today. The Met Department has said that the cyclone is very likely to cross Odisha and adjoining North Andhra coast between Gopalpur and Kelingapatnam at around Thursday morning. Meanwhile, the Odisha government has alerted all district authorities to prepare for emergency relief work. The state has put the districts on high alert and asked the authorities to evacuate those living in low-lying areas. The state government has also announced the closure of all schools and colleges for today in 4 districts of the state as a precautionary measure, and fishermen have been advised not to venture into the deep sea areas of Central Bay of Bengal. The IMD has also warned of heavy rains in West Bengal as well as in North Andhra Pradesh.
Is likely to move towards Odisha and Andhra, North Andhra, and cross the mainland between Gopalpur and Kalingapatnam on 11th morning. This is the prediction of the IMD. Under its influence, wind activity is likely to start from today afternoon and gradually it will increase.
And news from the United States now. Hurricane Michael bore down on the northwestern Florida on Tuesday and it is expected to strengthen into a powerful Category 3 storm before hitting the land on Wednesday. The hurricane would trigger dangerous coastal flooding and bring high winds as well as torrential rains. The authorities told tens of thousands of residents and tourists that in at least 20 Florida counties to evacuate coastal areas along the entire 322-kilometer long region. The storm is expected to hit land around midday on Wednesday, and that would make it the most powerful tropical cyclone to strike the mainland United States so far this year. Florida governor issued dire warnings to residents in the storm's path, telling them that the storm could kill you. Emergency declarations have been issued for parts of Alabama, Florida and Georgia, and the authorities have ordered tens of thousands of people to evacuate these areas as they opened storm shelters and also shut down schools. And earlier, Michael, carrying a top winds of 175 kilometers per hour, caused a major disruption to the U.S. oil production as it headed north over the Gulf of Mexico.
The time to prepare is right now. This storm is dangerous, and if you don't follow warnings from officials, this storm could kill you. And you cannot take it lightly. You cannot hide. There is no way to hide from storm surge. It's impossible. So get prepared and get out if an evacuation is ordered. Every family must be prepared now.
And US Ambassador to the United Nations Nikki Haley has announced that she is resigning after nearly 2 years in the post. The 46-year-old former South Carolina governor gave no reason for her exit, but she dismissed speculation that she was planning to run for president in 2020. Haley, one of the few women in the Donald Trump cabinet, also did not say as to what she would do next. President Donald Trump appeared in the Oval Office alongside Haley to say that she had done an incredible job. He further said that Haley had told him some time ago that she wanted to take some time off. Trump also announced that he would name a replacement in 2 to 3 weeks, adding that he would consider selecting Goldman Sachs executive and former White House advisor Dinah Powell as the next U.S. ambassador to the United Nations.
I'm not leaving until the end of the year. My goal is that we make sure that everything is in good place and for the next ambassador to come in. But it's a great day in the United States, and I'm proud to have been part of the team.
Well, Dina is certainly a person I would consider, and she is under consideration. We have actually many names, and Nikki has been great. Nikki's going to be working along with us and helping us with the choice. Plus, he's going to help us with 2020. And Nikki's a great friend of mine. We've become real friends over the last period of time. She's done a fantastic job, and so she'll be involved.
On to all the sporting action now. India bagged 11 medals on day 3 of the ongoing Asian Para Games in Jakarta to increase its medal tally to 28. Narayan Thakur clinched gold in the men's T35 100 meters dash. Thakur finished the 100 meters final in 44.02 seconds to clinch the gold medals. And in the men's ASH1 10 meters air pistol event, Manish Narwal bagged another gold for India. And earlier, Ekta Bhayan won gold in the women's club throw F32.51 event with a best throw of 16.02 meters, while UAE's Thekra Al-Kabi won the silver medal with a throw of 15.75. India also secured 3 silver medals and 5 bronze. With 11 medals on day 3, India is currently at the 9th spot in the medals tally, including 6 gold, 9 silver and 13 bronze medals. An ace Indian shooter Manu Bhaker created history by becoming the first Indian shooter to win a gold medal in the Youth Olympics. Bhaker shot 236.5 points to finish on the top. Lana Enina of Russia clinched the silver medal, while Georgia's Nilo claimed the bronze medal with 214.6 points. And earlier, weightlifter Jeremy Paul Rinunga won India's first gold medal at the Youth Olympics. Lal Rinunga claimed the top honours in the men's 62 kg category. He lifted a total of 274 kilograms to finish on the top, while Turkey's Topaz Karner won the silver medal. And in the table tennis category, Archana Kamatha and Manav Thakkar won their singles matches of the group stage. Kamatha beat Malaysia's Javane Chung 4-2, while Thakkar defeated Slovakia's Alexandra Vok 4-1. An Indian junior men's team beat Japan 1-0 to register their 3rd successive victory at the 8th Sultan of Johor Cup. Skipper Mandeep Moore secured the lone goal of the match in the 42nd minute through a penalty corner, which helped India seal the victory. And earlier in the tournament, the men in blue defeated Malaysia 2-1 and New Zealand 7-1. And India will next face defending champions Australia in their 4th match. That's the wrap on this edition of Breakfast News. Thanks for watching.